welcome to our channel. We are the Huff and Hustle. So I'm Nija. We decided to make this channel called the Huff and Hustle because we are Huffins and we're a family and we wanted to, I guess, have a little bit of insight into our lives. So say you guys' name one more time so they can hear you.
I'm Talisha. I'm the mama of the bunch.
I'm Tyra. I'm the baby girl.
So we decided today to like kick off or start off our channel, we are going to be doing a story time. So Tyra's going to tell us a story about how she dated a felon. So Tyra, take it away.
Okay, guys, you heard her right. She did say felon. It all started in 6th grade. So my heart was very tender from the age of 12 or whatever age you are in 6th grade. So I just noticed this brown guy with light eyes, a nice short cut, tall, handsome. And I couldn't say no. He was a bad guy. I could already tell, getting in trouble in class, skipping school, fussing out the teachers, but I liked that. So 6th grade, it all started. I noticed some bad signs in him when I found out from my best friend that he was talking to her sister, but I didn't let that stop me from, messing with him or whatever. So we were on and off for a really long time, and I still talk to him. I'm 22 now, so we've known each other for a while, but unfortunately, the actions that he was doing then led him to where he's at now, felon. So, okay, guys.
Jack, I remember, because whenever you used to talk about this person, I remember as a family, one time we were really concerned about him, and we took him with us to hang out.
He went to church one day, I remember.
He went to Trashmore.
We took him out Trashmore. I think, were we flying kites or something?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I had a heart for him because I knew he was having a really hard time, so.
Yeah.
Tyra, what made you really like him? Was it like your first boyfriend? Was it just he's a bad boy and you like that? Like, why did you really like him?
I think it was his eyes.
It was a little bit of everything. He definitely was my first boyfriend, my first guy I ever looked at in that type of way. So my feelings were super intense because I didn't know how to control it at the time. But speaking of that, that day we went to the Mount Trashmore and everything. We did kiss in the back seat, but nobody saw.
No, I definitely didn't see that.
Why did you say that?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I feel like that was important.
So Tyra, what was the first thing that he ever, well, besides acting up in class, what was the first thing that he did to make you like see like, okay, this is a red flag. Maybe he's a little bit sketchy. Like, is there anything that made you be like, I don't know if I should be dating this boy?
For sure. I mean, he was super open to me about like him getting in trouble with the law and stuff, and I kind of thought that was cool. I grew up in the suburbs. Like, we grew up in the suburbs, so we were good girls. So I don't know. I think I like the bad boy aspect, and he, like Mommy said, his eyes were super dreamy, and but anyways, like he was getting in trouble in school with the police officer. He told me a story one time. He was called to the office, and he saw the police officer was there. So he ran. He left the school and he ran. The police officer chased him, either shot him with the taser or some pepper spray, and he got arrested in middle school.
In middle school? Hi, Corbin. This is another part of our Huff and Hustle. Corbin.
Good job.
Scary,
I
right?
have one secret though he did share with me. He said one day he was running. I don't know if he was running away from somebody, but he was running. And the house that we live in, this is before we were dating. He told me that he actually ran through the backyard one time. And yeah, I don't know. So he's been to our house before we even knew it. But he didn't recognize until I brought him over and showed him the backyard. He was like, kind of familiar.
I've been here before.
Yeah, so
memory.
So, Tyra, tell us, what was the first experience you had, like, when he went away? Were you thinking, like, what did you think when he went away and you got a letter from him for the first time? Like, what were you thinking?
The trauma. I remember exactly. We were all at dinner and I received a phone call. Like, who number is this? So I answered it and then it said, this is a call or something like that. And I was like, oh, I got to leave this table. So I went in the other room and he told me that it was him. I said, what's going on? Like, so I was just confused.
How did he remember your number?
I guess that's what he do. He's remembered my number like after we broke up in 9th or 10th grade, and when he got arrested this last time when he's still in jail, he called me. So
wow.
Actually, if you really want to know the truth, he remembered my old number. I don't know if I should say this, but Malachi's number. But Malachi received the text, and then Malachi texted me.
Oh, that's right, because he used to get calls on your for calls from you. And he'd be like, and then we were like, wait a minute, this used to be Tyra's phone.
Yeah.
He was probably like, why are they calling me?
Yeah, he used to get calls like that. So, but also, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Remember when he left to go to an alternative school? Remember he was doing that for a while too.
Yeah, he's done everything. Like even when he got out. Well, I don't even know if I should put all his business out there, but I just know he was struggling, and I think he just wants to because we're in Virginia Beach. I mean, I'm sure there's a little fake gang. I don't know, but this is Virginia Beach. This is not the ghetto. I don't understand why people want to live that lifestyle in this area. So, but what I will say is, I was so loyal and faithful to him, writing him letters, ask mommy. She was always sending them out for me. I did all of that just for him to tell me when I was in like 10th grade or something, he had to go back to 9th or something. And he told me that he had fallen for this 9th grader. And I was like, okay, so everything I did for you when you were in your situation for 2 years plus, it didn't matter to you because he left me for her. And then when he got locked up in big boy prison, I was the first person he called.
Yeah. And you know what I used to do? Let me tell you, just so this is the secret I reveal. I used to try to hide the letters for Tyra to make sure that her sisters didn't.
Oh, mommy, that is so sweet.
Because she was embarrassed about where he was, or not necessarily embarrassed, but she didn't want you guys to look at her a certain kind of way.
Oh, Tyra, we wouldn't have like made fun of you. I mean, obviously, we don't want you to be dating a felon, but that's your friend. Like, it's totally. Oh, that makes me feel type of way.
Let's set the record straight.
Set it straight.
Listen, he is not actually convicted as a felon right
now. He's not. He's not.
So we just need to make that clear. Now, in a few months, he might be, but right now he's.
And we also want to say that from meeting him, from our perspective, because we are putting a lot of stuff out there, we thought he was a very nice person. I mean, I don't know him like Tyra knows him, but he was respectable. He was nice. I just want to say it's kind of it's sad how our people, our Black men, kind of get themselves, and not even they get themselves in the situation, because obviously the way that the system is set up, we're kind of set up to fail. But I just want to say it's very sad because a lot of us do know these people who are incarcerated on a personal level, and we don't know them to be, you know, ferocious and wild and crazy. Like, they're still people, and they're still good people. And you know, from the relationship that you had with him, you know he's not crazy or, you know, whatever. So we just want to set that record straight.
And I mean, he was a respectable person, and I took a liking to him, and just wanted. I was hoping that, you know, us being friendly and associating with them and
will help him get himself in a better place.
Yeah, but you can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped.
That is also
this is
true.
one of his hobbies, you know, cutting up, being, you know, a delinquent with the law. But unfortunately, he had to pay his price. But I think he's really learning this time around. And it sucks that this is like the biggest thing that he's done, and this will probably be the worst punishment. I'm being positive for him, but I'm being also real. Like, he's got some serious stuff against him, but hopefully, you know, if he gets out, he gets himself together. Not for me, because I don't want that, but for himself.
Right.
Tyra, what advice would you give to, I guess, young women who are kind of in your predicament, or even older women who, you know, they really like somebody, but they might be incarcerated or might have problems with the law? Like, what advice have you learned, or what have you learned from this situation that you would want to share with other people to try and help them?
Well, I've had a couple friends in my same situation, so this is a very easy question, but it's honestly, it depends on the person. Me personally, I would say don't even do it. Just go, you know, support them in every way you can. Maybe not financially, because they're gonna really start like depending on you for something, and that's not cool because you're not their parent. But it's important to show them the support, but also set that line. Like, okay, I know that you did this, or you may or may not have done this, but you are here. You're in jail, and these are the rules. You know, I'm gonna be here for you, but I'm not gonna be putting money on every week, you know. So it's just important to establish that fine line and be firm on it, because they don't have anything when they're in jail. They're gonna ask for the things that, you know, that you can provide for them.
Absolutely.
Also,
go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, I was just gonna say, just be smart. I mean, love yourself first. It's important. Like, do not put too much energy into somebody else just for them to come out of jail and choose somebody else over you.
That is a big slap in the face.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because sometimes when people don't have other alternatives, they always turn back to you. I know. But they always turn back to you. But as soon as they get released or whatever,
and don't need you anymore, they're like, okay, on to the next.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way it works. Sad to say, that's the way it works. Yeah.
So I'm happy that you kind of mentioned that, though, how it's not your responsibility to take care of them, because even though like we do understand like things are messed up in our society and with our judicial system and all that stuff, you still have to put yourself first and protect you know what's best for you first. Like, I'm sure there were times where you probably, maybe even just from interacting with him, I don't know, maybe you had the thoughts, I could do this, I could do that, I could get away with this, but maybe you just, you know, I don't know, but you lose yourself if you connect yourself to somebody who isn't going where you want to go.
That's true. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. And I want to also just go back to the lessons learned in this situation too, because I still keep thinking about all of the women. As a matter of fact, I was looking at something. Okay, Judge Judy, because you know I love Judge Judy. But, there were two girls up there, and they met at, you know, visiting their significant others in jail, so they befriended one another or whatever. But when you find out that there are like multiple people visiting the same person, or, you know, you invest so much time and energy thinking that that person is significant to you, when really you're just a scapegoat for them.
Right.
And not to say that that's true for everybody, but I'm saying that when you have time to pull, what do you have but time?
Exactly.
You know, you can spread your love thin during that time.
That's right.
And then you're the one stuck with the phone bills and the, you know, because it costs a lot sometimes to talk to them, you know.
It adds up so fast.
Yeah. And because I don't know this, but who has to pay for it? Do they pay for it, or do you pay for it?
It can go either way. Either they can have an account set up where they have credit and they can pay for it, which is actually cheaper for them to call you, because if you accept a collect call from someone, it's costly.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. But a lot of the times, they're not going to have money on the phone already. They're going to want you to do it because you're not in jail. And it's easier for them to, you know, you have access to your money. He doesn't have access to his bank account because he's in jail. So.